Welcome back, POD ghouls and goblins. I don't know why I'm starting this video like this. I've never done this before. I thought it would just go with the theme of this video. Please forgive me if you are watching this still. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We are almost at 100K on this channel. Thank you to every single person who has subscribed, left comments, liked the video. I posted one video so long ago, and it's crazy that I'm still here on YouTube, and I appreciate everyone who has followed and been a part of this journey. It's been a wild ride. Besides the long intro, guys, it is spooky season, and debatably, I know a lot of people online like to say July 5th is the start of spooky season, in which I agree with full-heartedly, because after July 4th, I am fully ready to decorate my whole house with Halloween themed items and decor. Now, surprisingly, we're not talking about decor today in this video, and I wanted to do a full tutorial on a product that is going to really skyrocket in sales in the next few weeks, in the next few months. It's actually already skyrocketing in sales. So before we get into this video, I want to go over one more exciting announcement, which is the release of my new membership, Bestseller Insider, that coincidentally starts today. And in the theme and nature of the holiday season starting, for posting and creating listings that are going to sell on repeat in this quarter, I wanted to make a challenge called the Spooky Sales Challenge, and that starts today as well. So if you want to join me in that challenge, you can subscribe to that membership in the links down below to get your shop geared up for the holiday season. Now, in this membership, I do challenges every single month. So if you're looking for accountability and also designing and listing products for the season and for the right time to see some scaling in your listings and in your shop on Etsy, I highly recommend joining that membership, because it was developed carefully so that anyone who joins that membership is going to see some really nice amount of sales coming to their shops as we go even further into quarter four. So don't forget to join me in that challenge down below and joining me live monthly. I go live monthly in that membership. I'm active in the community, and we have a community of beautiful, like-minded print-on-demand sellers in there. So don't forget to check that out down below. So besides that, we're going to get into this trending product that is making sellers thousands that I highly recommend creating a few listings for. So let's hop onto my laptop and get started. So now that we're on my laptop, I am going to start on Etsy. And as you all know, if you've been watching this channel for some time now, I like to start with research. Now, when I'm researching, I'm trying to get a feel for what shoppers are, first of all, typing in on Etsy in the search bar, and then also what is really trending, what aspects of a product are really working for other sellers. And success leaves clues in those ways that we can see and pull some inspiration, and then we can add value to the market and create a design that no one else has created before, and that can really trend on Etsy. So when I'm starting my research, I always start on Etsy's homepage. So I'll start on the Etsy homepage. I do have the Everbee Chrome extension on my Google Chrome browser. This allows me to have more insight as far as what's selling. What Etsy does is when you search on the Etsy algorithm, a lot of the times Etsy is going to show you things that Etsy thinks that you want to buy, and it won't show you the actual data on what is selling on Etsy, as opposed to what Etsy just wants to show you just based on your previous preferences. Usually when I'm searching on Etsy, you'll notice that I get a lot of mock-up images shown that will populate in the search. And again, that's because I'm a print-on-demand seller and I'm using mock-ups, right? And really what I need as a print-on-demand seller and just as a business owner is I want to see the market and where the market need is, right? As you can see, and also if you're interested in the Everbee Chrome extension, I do have a link down below. So when I'm searching on the Etsy toolbar, what I'm going to start with is just trick or treat bag. So I'm already getting that suggested to me. And you'll see this little bee icon with the orange text, and that is my Everbee Chrome extension. So this is showing me that trick or treat bag right now. I'm filming this in July. It has 235 monthly searches. Again, that does increase every month as we approach Halloween. There is also trick or treat shirt. So this gives us a good idea of what we can scale out to. So instead of just putting our design on a tote bag, we can put it on a t-shirt too, guys. I just want to note that in this video, we are focusing on tote bags today, but if you wanted to scale out that design, and by scale, that just means taking one design and putting it on multiple product types, you can go to a different product type quite easily by doing that. So I'm going to start just with trick or treat bag here. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to pull out the left-hand toolbar with the Everbee Chrome extension. I'm going to click on Product Analytics. And then from the Product Analytics, what I like to do is I like to search entire database. And then from that, I'm going to pull out what has the highest total sale volumes. Now, if you click on the monthly revenue, this is showing what is selling now, right? So this is really great for now, but the thing is, I'm searching during the off season, technically, of this data. So monthly revenue, it is showing me what is selling right now, which is still a really good indicator of what's trending. But if we look at total sales, this is what I'm going to want to really look at more than anything, because from past years, this shows on the on season what really sold, right? So when I'm looking at the total sales, I'm just scrolling down and I'm going to look at some things that may pop out as what other sellers could have made as print on demand. So if I scroll down, and I say could have sold as print on demand, because there are a lot of handmade sellers that print a lot of these tote bags themselves. So I don't want to say that these are print on demand, but what I can maybe pull out as print on demand and show that there is a real market in this area for those who are looking to enter the tote bag world with print on demand and trick or treat bags, right? So if I look down the list here, I do see a few personalization tote bags, and you will notice that my screen is blurred out. This is just to protect the IP of these sellers, because what happens in these YouTube videos is when I show and showcase a print-on-demand product, a lot of people tend to just copy their designs, and that's not the point of these tutorials by any means. This is just to give us an idea and some insight on what's selling. An example of maybe getting and pulling some inspiration is that personalization is doing really well for trick-or-treat bags. This product has had 1,257 sales over the course of 57 months. So that is multiple years, I will say, that this bag has sold. But in the lifetime of this bag, for 1,257 sales times maybe even the minimum of this product, that's over $11,000 in sales. Now, I will say that this would be a lower profit margin bag. This does look like a handmade seller, so there's not really a way that I could personally estimate the exact profit on a tote bag like this, because if it's handmade, they are probably seeing maybe a higher profit margin for that reason. The truth with the handmade sellers is they do have higher profit margins, and they can offer their products for lower. And we do not need to price and be the lowest in the market. That's something I like to say in these videos a lot, is you don't have to be the lowest in the market, and you can still have a nice profit, and you only need to sell a few to get the same amount of profit per day as someone who's selling maybe 10 to 20 tote bags. So another product that I found that is selling really well on Etsy. This is a personalized Halloween tote bag, and this seller has sold 733 of the tote bags. So they do price their tote bags over $20. So again, just showing that pricing, you do not, and I'm going to repeat this, you do not have to have the lowest price on the market to compete. Just know that a lot of people also associate lower priced items with lower quality items, and that also causes them to perceive that if you have maybe the in-between pricing in a market such as tote bags or a higher price product in the market, people perceive higher prices with higher quality as well, right? So that's just something to think about on the psychology standpoint of pricing when it comes down to it as well. So this product has sold 733 times at an average. On their sale, I see that they're selling it for $20. So I'm just going to put $20.29 as their price. So that would be $14,872.57. Now, let's say that we were maybe selling this, and this is just a estimated profit. By the way, I just want to say that in these videos, I want to give everyone a bird's eye view and just insight on how much you could actually make if you were a print-on-demand seller as opposed to be a handmade seller. Now, again, I don't know if these people are selling their products as handmade. They could be. But if we were to use, let's say, the cotton canvas tote bag. So the cotton canvas tote bag starts at $9.48 without Printify Premium. But if you do have Printify Premium, it is $6.98. So I'm just going to get out my product profit calculator just to give everyone a feel for how much you can make. So in my product profit calculator, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put tote bag, and then we will do just canvas. We're going to do Monster Digital. I have Printify Premium, so I'm going to put it in $6.98. But if you currently do not have Printify Premium, which I highly recommend if you're hitting over, I want to say it's like 15 to 20 orders a month, you can get back so much profit by subscribing to Printify Premium. I also have a discount called Heather X Studio. You get 30 days of Printify Premium for free if you sign up and you are a new user on Printify. So check that out in the links in the description as well. But for the production fee, it is $6.98. So a lot of people ask, should you offer free shipping? I personally do not offer free shipping. I, in my experience, have found that a lot of the times when you're offering free shipping, it's easy, or a lot of people tend to increase their prices. Now, the thing is with customers, they can see that you're just increasing your price to accommodate for the pricing. So sometimes that can be a negative thing for your shop in the long run. Now I'm going to go to my profit calculator. So let's say we did offer our product at maybe $20.29. And 0% discount just for this example. If we were selling that same tote bag, we're not offering free shipping, this seller would be making $10.52 per tote bag that they sell. In this example, I want to say that we have no idea of this seller's costs that I'm showing in this video. I just want to note that this is all estimated just to give you a feel. Is if you sold a tote bag and maybe in the next 2 years you had 733 sales times the 10.52, that would be $7,711.16 of profit that you could make in 2 years. So, and I know that's a long time maybe for some people, but if you look at the full scope of this product type, and if you were selling multiple products in your shop, so this is just one product this seller is selling, right? If you had multiple products, you could be making a really nice additional income, or maybe that could replace your full-time income one day, right? Now that we have some idea of the elements that a lot of these sellers are using. So I'm seeing a lot of ghosts, I'm seeing pumpkins, I'm seeing spider webs, and I'm seeing personalization that's really working for a lot of these sellers. So these are things that I'm going to want to incorporate in my design. And I know the product that I want to sell now just by going on Printify. And what's really nice on Printify is if we click on start designing, there's actually 2 different colors you can select from. So we can make a black design of the bag and we can make a natural design, which I really, really love that Monster Digital offers. And Monster Digital is a incredible print provider, I want to say, as well. And you can offer gift messaging with Monster Digital, and you can also offer branded inserts, which is great because you can always put a QR code on that branded insert, which I've done in a past video. I'll link it up above here. So I know what product I'm going to create today already. We see the print area size here is 3,000 by 3,600. So I'm going to bring up Kittl and we're going to start designing here. So what's really nice about Kittl, and if you haven't heard about Kittl yet, welcome to Kittl, because this is my favorite design software with print on demand. In search templates, if I look up just Halloween, we can see all of the Kittl designs that give us some ideas on what we can use for our designs for our tote bags, right? And there's so many cute designs here. And what's really cool with Kittl also is they have an AI design tool now, and I will show it in this video because it's really, really fun to use. But if you wanted to just start with one of these designs that are already pre-made, you can start there. I think these give so many great ideas for tote bags. I mean, this one too, this totally rides with all the trends we're seeing currently on Etsy. Happy Halloween, let's go ghouls. And I do want to say also, in your design process, just make sure to use uspto.gov and their trademark system to search trademarks, because I'm pretty sure some of these, I feel like they must be trademarked, but maybe they haven't been. Let me know in the comments section. Even clicking into some of these, we can see all of the design elements that they're using in this. So an example of this one, the Let's Go Ghouls. This is so cute, by the way, but look how many design elements that this person and this initial designer has added in. I think this is just so fun and so cute. And again, just gives us inspiration on what to design for. So I'm going to create my own design, and you'll see in the links again in the description. Also, how many times have I said links in description in this video? This is so bad. But in the description, I will link this template, okay? In this video, we're going to create a trick or treat design together, and I'm going to start by clicking on New Project. Now, if I go back to Printify, I see that the design dimensions is 3,000 by 3,600 pixels. So I'm going to start with that. So I'm going to do 3,000 by 3,600. Now, on Kittl, it will offer a DPI. Now, this DPI, usually you do want a 300 DPI. Now, DPI you want at 300 because that's going to get us the highest quality and the highest resolution possible for prints. On Kittl, what I've noticed is if I have the width and the height exactly the same as what the print provider states on Printify, usually I don't have to set this to 300, because if I do that, then it scales up the resolution, which scales up the megabytes that we have to download. So I personally keep it at 72. I had someone in the comments mention this before, that I'm not doing 300, and that's the reason why. So if you're ever confused about that, that's why. I will show you in a little bit about the DPI once we upload our design onto Printify, though, just to show exactly what I mean, because it usually shows as 300 when we upload it here. So anyways, not important. I'm going to start by titling this project Trick or Treat Tote Bag. So there is currently a design trend that is kind of like the cosmic cowgirl design trend, and I think that would be really fun to incorporate in a trick or treat tote bag. So I know for me, I want to make this trick or treat tote bag a personalization template, because that is something that a lot of people have been really enjoying as far as the tote bags and trick-or-treating go. And also, this just goes with if you have kids and you're getting them a trick or treat tote bag, I think it's so fun to have names on them. And if you have multiple kids too, to have one trick or treat tote bag as maybe gifts. And also, this is something for maybe aunts or grandmothers or grandfathers. Maybe they want to get their kids and their grandkids trick or treat tote bags. Anyways, besides that, if I were, let's say, I'm just going to use my dog's name. So we'll put Chloe at the top because my dog is like a fur kid, right? I'm going to get her a trick or treat bag. So I really like Sunny Drop. This is a font that's just been trending for a while, and I think it's super cute, but there's so many other types of fonts that go along with Halloween. So just to show some of the ones that I've really liked, if you type in like scary in the typeface, you're going to come across a few really spooky and scary fonts that we'll go over today. So there is Creepster. That's a cute font you can use for personalization. Dashly. Some of them, these kind of remind me of like horror movie and horror film types of fonts that you can use. This one's just a cute font. Again, we have Freckle Face, just a really cute font. Griffy, a cute spooky font if we want to get real spooky. So I'm going to look up that Sunny Drop again. What I personally like doing in Kittl for my effects on fonts is I like to do a block shadow effect. So I like to offset it a little bit. I like to use a little outline, kind of add that in. And then depending on the graphic I end up using, I'm going to match it in a little bit here. So I'm not going to go too crazy with the colors yet. I'm going to add a slight angle. I'm going to take the offset down just a tiny touch. Maybe I'll take this outline down a little bit, but I'm going to change the text color to yellow for now. And then I'm going to add in a distort and kind of play with this a little bit more once we get our graphic in. So what I want to use today is the image generator with the AI on Kittl. And what I'll do is maybe I'll do like a cowgirl ghost. I'm just going to put cowgirl ghost. We'll see what we get with this. I feel like it's always, you never know what you'll get. I could do Kawaii icon, but maybe I'm going to keep it with this for now. So I did also want to mention I selected, oh, that is not what I was thinking at all. Cute cowgirl ghost. And then the clip art style that I want to use, I'm going to start with Kawaii icon and see what we get here. That's cute, but that is not what I was thinking. Maybe we could do like Jack O Lantern. So this is super cute. So I'm going to AI background remove just because I'm going to use this by itself. And then I am going to do image vectorization. We're going to do maybe we'll do 4. So this is perfect. I love this so much. So this is so cute the way this came out. So I am going to, again, I like to wait until I have some colors going for it. So I might match, we'll just match that color for now. And then maybe I'll match the black for now as well. So maybe I'll make this a little bit larger. And since this is a personalization template, I'm going to expand the sides here. So now that I have a little pumpkin, I'm going to add some more elements. So maybe I'll put in sparkle. So I'm going to add some little sparkles here. The cowgirl western theme is super in, and like the cosmic cowgirl theme, I feel like that's the best way to describe it. So I'm going to add in maybe some little sparkles going on. Now this isn't really western as far as the product goes, but we'll get there in a second. I promise if you stick with me in this video, it's going to make sense in a little bit here. But maybe I might look up Halloween to see what else we can add in. They have the cutest graphics already. Oh my gosh, look how cute this little ghost is. That is like the cutest little ghost. It doesn't really go with our Western theme though. I was trying to look for maybe like a ghost that maybe like a cowgirl ghost. Honestly, if you don't want to use the AI generation tool, they have so many super cute, already done for you elements too for this. So honestly, I might maybe add this in. I feel like that's so cute. We might do more of like a pattern. I'm feeling like I want to do more of a pattern with little pumpkins kind of and ghosts. So I'm just going to edit this a little bit to add in some of these pumpkins I see because these are just so cute and so fun. Maybe I'll add in like a happy pumpkin here. So you're going to notice as I'm doing this that we don't really have all the colors that are making sense right now. So again, this is a part of the video. I'm going to say stick with me because it's going to get better as time goes on. I just have to find a few more elements that are going to work with this. Oh my gosh, this ghost reading is so adorable. I am literally so happy with this little ghost. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh my gosh, there's a ghost just DJing. Oh my goodness, this is so cute. Okay. Okay, maybe we'll do like a 9, maybe 9 elements. Okay, this ghost is also super adorable. Okay, maybe this ghost, we're not going to do 9. I think 9 might be overkill, so maybe we'll put sparkles in between. Designing is just like that. When you're designing your bags or tote bags or whatever you're designing in your own shop, don't ever feel like you have to be perfect. It definitely is never as easy as these cuts of my videos make it seem. So I think I'm pretty happy with kind of what's going on. I feel like there's some things I really want to clean up still. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of put these together. I'm trying to kind of remove some of the negative space we're seeing in this, or at least add more elements to kind of take over that negative space. So I'm just going to copy, I'm going to paste. I also want to go back to that other. This is just so cute, the way that they made all of these elements. So if I were to ungroup all of this, so some of these, that is so cute what they did with these flowers. So I'm going to maybe take the elements of the bats. I'm going to copy and then I'm going to paste in here. Yeah, so we can add in some bats for the negative areas instead of sparkles as well. And then we can always have like a spider going from the name of the personalization too. So that's kind of real fun to add in. Going to take that and we are going to copy, we're going to paste. So that's what's really fun about Kittl too, is we can kind of just take some elements of other designs and incorporate them. I find that helps a lot when it comes to designing and trying to figure out what to do with negative space. I'll put the spider there. I did like the spider webs. I thought there was a spider web. Maybe there wasn't. I'm going to add in a spider web. What I'll do here is I'm going to kind of marry this pumpkin with the name, and I'm going to put the layer. So I'm going to go to layers. I'm going to throw this back here. Oh, I didn't throw it back enough. So we're going to throw it back all the way behind just about everything. So I'm very happy with this. Now, the next thing I do want to do is I do also want to make sure all the colors are together. So we have some ghosts that are one color and another color. So what I really want to do, and this is something to note if you are designing on a canvas tote bag, white is not printed on the natural color. So the type of design that you will have to do is, first off, if you have white in your design, you may want to switch to a black tote bag. And black tote bags I think are really cute, but If you are doing white, then you may want to do like a gray color to print instead of the white. I personally really like black tote bags around trick or treat season. So for me, I'm going to make this a design to go on a black tote bag. So what I'm going to start with is maybe changing my background color to black to kind of get a feel of what I'm doing here. And then I'm going to select all and we're going to edit from there. So when I select all, you can see all the colors I have chosen right now. It is a lot of colors on the eyes. I really like this like kind of purpley pink white shade. So I'm going to change all of the lighter colors. So this light blue, I'm going to change to that purpley color. I'm going to pick up this here. I'm going to change again to that purpley color. And then I'm going to change this to that purpley color. So we have everything as that purpley color now. And then from there with the oranges, we have multiple shades of orange. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to change the orange. I really like this kind of like gold orangey color. This color is pretty on par. So maybe I'm going to change, we'll do more of the gold orangey color. So again, I'm just going to change this to the gold orangey color.
A few of Heather's color changes later.
So I'm pretty happy with how far we've came. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to edit the text a little bit more. So there's so many transformations that you can use with Kittl. And what I like to use is either the distort, there's an arch effect you can use, there's a rise effect, a wave effect, flag. So whatever you want to use with this, you can go real crazy if you would like. I really enjoy the effects just to kind of make it a little bit more unique of a design when I'm doing any design on Kittl. I'm kind of just playing with these to see what effect is kind of the best for this. Sometimes what I like to do is just the distort because I can play around with the text a little bit more. I'm going to do maybe like a little bit of a wave effect too on this. So we're going to do a little wave. And then keep in mind that depending on how much you distort, you can edit the template later on too. So let's say you have a name that's longer, maybe like Madeline. If you change the text, it's going to mold into that too. So that's just one thing to note if you are also designing along with me. So what I will do here is I'm going to put this at least underneath this ghost since it's kind of superimposing over the Madeline text. So what I would do is I would edit the distort on this again for a different name because sometimes you're going to come across names that you want to change and kind of fit within the pattern a little bit nicer. So for this, I'm going to edit the text. And if it were like a longer name for me, I would want to kind of edit it so it makes sense. And then I would put it behind the pumpkin. I'm going to select both by holding shift and I'm going to bring this farther down just so everything is pretty much behind it. Besides that spider web, which I honestly, until now, forgot about. It completely disappeared from our design. So I'm going to match with the drop shadow effect. And we're going to put this down below. I'm not going to lie. I'm not happy with how this looks as far as the longer text. So maybe I would do a flag. I think flag is simple enough and that's nice. I think that would be probably better for this design, in my opinion. Okay, I am happier with that. I am very happy. I think that's super cute. I'm just going to adjust a few things just to make this a little bit more filling in the space we have in this design. Sometimes I like to take a second once I'm done with a design to like sit back and kind of look at it a little bit more. And I'm having that moment now where I'm like, this could be better. So I'm going to make it better. Okay. So I'm happy with that. Now we're going to download this. I am going to download as a SVG. We are going to optimize quality, remove background, and then I'm going to download that here. Now for our design, I'm going to drag and drop that into the tote bag. So now if we look on the design area, so I'm going to go back here, we can see it's high resolution vector. Now you can download as a PNG as well. I'm just going to download for the sake of this video to show you. As you can see with the PNG, I'm going to copy, I'm going to drag and drop that in as well. So I'm going to delete this. We'll delete this for a moment. And if I bring over the PNG as well, this is exactly 300 DPI. So that is the perfect DPI for printing. So I'm happy with that. If you make it a little bit larger, you'll notice that the DPI goes down. So I've had a lot of products that print over 200 DPI. So 200 DPI would be the lowest I would go. So if you're like me and you upload it on Printify in the area and you're like, you know what, I want to make it just a little bit larger, that's completely okay. If you're still over 200 DPI, Printify will let you know if it's too low resolution to print. So just keep that in mind as well. Now, if we go to the natural color, you're going to see that, oops, that is cut off. So we're going to make that a little bit smaller so we're not cutting that off. But if you go to the other color, so if you are selecting natural, white does not print. Just a reminder here on that. I think black tote bags are becoming more in the longer that I've seen them on Etsy. So personally for this design, the only variant I'm going to do is just the black for this one. And then if we preview this, it prints just like so cute. I almost want to print this just as a sample product. Maybe in the future I will do. But I actually do have a sample product coming out, but it's not this exact design. Just a foreshadow for the channel, but this is how the design would print. So we have the Madeline, and then we have all of our pumpkins and our ghosts, and the ghost doing the DJ and the ghost reading its book. It's so adorable. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to save this product. And of course I'm not logged in. So I'll see you in a moment once I'm logged in here. So to finish up this listing, I'm just going to put cute ghost cotton canvas tote bag. And for this, I will select economy shipping. For the pricing, the price that I personally would like for this, I would like to see a desired profit of $10 per tote bag before a sale. So I just want to say that's before a sale. So if I had a $10 per tote bag, if let's say I was running sales often and I wanted to see $10 of profit per tote bag sale, minimum listing price would have to be $23.95. Now, if I'm not running a sale, $19.71 is going to be the lowest I want to price my tote bag. So let's say that I do price it at maybe $19.99. So if I have a discount running, let's say I'm running a 15% off flash sale, that would still be $7.54 of profit. So I know at $19.99, that would be a really great price. Honestly, you could sell a tote bag like this up to $24.99 in my opinion. We obviously saw it on Etsy. A lot of people were pricing their tote bags at regular pricing. I'm not just talking about pricing with a sale. At regular price, $29.99 to $24.99 is what people are actually selling tote bags at. So don't be scared, again, of pricing a little bit higher for this type of product type. Just for the example of this video, I'm honestly just going to price it at $24.99 because if you've watched this channel, you know I recommend having a sale running every single week, every now and then, turning it on, turning it off for special promotions. And when you have holidays, I recommend that. So I would price this maybe around $24.99 at regular pricing. And that is factoring in maybe we're going to be running a sale every now and then. So at the end of the setting area, what I'm going to hit next is hide in store, and we're going to publish because this is going to send to our listings that are in our draft on Etsy. So I'm going to publish here. And then I'm going to go to my Etsy shop. It's going to take a second here. So whilst that is taking an hour to publish, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a mockup generated with Kittl here. And what's really cool with Kittl is they have their own tote bag mockup. So if you don't want to purchase a mockup, you can always create it on Kittl itself, which is really, really nice. And it makes it a lot easier for us. I personally think this is a super, super adorable mock-up image. And what's really cool with the Kittl mock-ups is they're already, if we zoom in here, we can see that it already has the opacity settings down. And this looks very realistic to how it prints too, right? So that's kind of the pros of using Kittl for tote bags. Now, I just want to mention as well, you do want to make sure that this is the same or it looks similar to the actual way it prints. I have personally gotten sample orders of this product and I can confirm that this does print like the exact same as how it looks right now, with the black as opposed to the canvas color. Besides that, I'm going to go back to my Etsy shop. I'm going to go to my draft folder. So since we hid the product, we're just going to complete the product on Etsy. So I'm going to drag and drop that product photo that I just downloaded, and I'm going to move that to the main photo. So the listing we are showing in this video is just one variation. It's just one size, one color. So since we only have one size, one color, you honestly, guys, honestly, you only need like 2 to 3, maybe product photos, and then adding maybe a review photo of past reviews that you've had. If you get reviews on this product's really good to add. Also, a lead magnet type of photo card is good to add in as well. And maybe if you have a social media, you can point to that. And let's say you have a lead magnet of 20% off for signing up to your email list. You can put that in the photo cards here as well. So what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to adjust my thumbnail on this product. I'm going to zoom in as much as I can. We are going to hit done here. Then I am going to apply this. There we go. I am happy with that. So for the cute ghost cotton canvas tote bag, what I'm also going to write in is I'm going to also add in cute ghost pumpkin. We'll put trick or treat bag, cotton canvas tote bag, Halloween candy gift, personalized, custom. I will also add in customization, and then we will also, I'm going to go, let's see, we're going to go back to our search here. So I'm going to go to trick or treat bag, and we're just going to look at the other keywords some of the bestsellers that I saw are using. So I'm seeing bags. So basically what we've already put on this, I see that this seller has Disney in their tags. For anyone who's going into trick-or-treat tote bags or costume wear, just a huge disclaimer that you should not be using Disney unless you have a license. I don't want to say that this person doesn't have a license because we don't know. They could have a license to sell maybe certain graphics with Disney. Licenses with Disney are kind of pricey, just to mention. But hey, if you have it, then you have it, and you can use that in your shop. But what I'm seeing is Halloween tote, treat bag. So treat bag sounds like good SEO, personalized. So what I'm seeing is really a repetitive kind of what we already have. I will also put in maybe trick or treat and maybe kids, just as more SEO to add in there. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to go, we have our category filled in as totes. So underneath the description, what I like to put is some keywords in the description. So this is the perfect Halloween trick or treat bag to score all of the candy. And then we will keep what Printify is already written. So I'm going to put tote bag on there. I'm also going to add in personalized, custom, and then we're going to put kids name. So just to add in, again, just a little bit more SEO there. And after that, I'm going to also add personalization. So I will put enter the name you would like written on the tote bag, maximum of 12 characters. And then I'm going to scroll down to our tags. So I'm going to add in, again, just SEO and tags keywords I know that usually rank for trick-or-treating. So going along with what we had earlier, trick or treat, I'm going to put Halloween and then maybe gifts. I also like writing trick or treat in a second way, just so that we're hitting that SEO in the case a customer types it in differently. So I'm going to put customization. If that fits, we're going to put personalized or personalization, spooky ghost, maybe. I'm going to put pumpkin and then maybe season. Then I will add in canvas tote bag. We will put kids personalized. So again, we're hitting personalization, personalized. So we have 4 left. So I'm going to put maybe, I feel like toddlers would not be able to hold this, but maybe their parents want to hold it, you know? So I'm just gonna put toddler candy holder. It's a different way to say that. We'll put October. We can do maybe Halloween. We can do maybe scary, cute ghosts, just to describe what we have on here because that's super cute. Maybe I'm going to tie in a teacher because this can be a tote bag for a teacher too, right? So we can always do teacher. So that's the last thing that I'm going to add on this one. Besides that, if you have a shop section for Halloween, you will want to add that in here. For renewal options, you will want to hit either manual or automatic. Personally, I like to put all of my listings on automatic. Okay, so I'm going to publish that. And just to show you what I did here, so I do have to edit the thumbnail again. If anyone does this, I feel like I always, by myself, when I'm not filming a tutorial, I always am doing like 10 steps. I'm like going back and forth, back and forth. If you do that too, you are not alone. I promise these videos are not as perfect as they seem. Thank you to my editor. Shout out to you. He edits these videos so they look so seamless. But I just want to say that we are all messy. None of us are perfect when we design. But I like this a lot more now that it is zoomed in. So just a suggestion to those of you, you don't want your pictures too zoomed out, especially if it's the first image. The first image you do want a little bit more zoomed in so people can see the product by itself. Besides that, that's it for this video and tutorial. I hope this helped those of you who are looking to go into the trick-or-treat bag market, and let me know if you have any questions or suggestions down below. Again, don't forget to join Bestseller Insider. That starts today when I'm posting this video, which is really exciting. I can't wait to meet and get to see a lot of you inside that membership as well, and in our challenges that we run monthly in that membership. Again, you can learn more about that down below. But besides that, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to get more videos like this. Like the video for, again, YouTube to show you more content like this as well. And I will see you all in the next video here.